All right, sweetheart. So today we're going to talk about the continent of Africa. And, we've had a lot of viewers ask us why we did not choose to move to the continent of Africa. We spent almost a month basically in South Africa and touched down in Senegal for a bit. But,
hmm Well, I mean, Africa was actually one of the first places we traveled internationally first, and actually is one of the places we said, hmm, we could live outside of the U.S. if we wanted to.
we even started looking at real estate. Do
We
you
looked
remember
at
that?
real estate. Yes, we
We had a
did.
lot of nerve, right?
Yes.
But in the end, I think for us, to me, it was too far away from a lot of the other places that we wanted to visit.
Yeah, it was, but I mean, it was such a beautiful place.
Beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah, and a lot of us
Yeah, and a lot of us. It was nice to see a lot of
everywhere,
uses.
everywhere.
Yeah. So we're going to talk to someone who, did something kind of the opposite, right?
Yeah.
First, let's introduce ourselves. Hey, y'all. My name's Halisi.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about money, travel, and retiring abroad as we build generational wealth. So, who is our special guest today?
Today, our special guest works for Serenity. I mean, we are meeting so many cool people.
Yes.
And his name is Estenio.
Yes, 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 yes. And Estenio moved from Angola to Portugal. And so we're going to talk to him. But first, if you're new to our channel, let me tell you about 6 years ago, Rick and I got a wake up call as we were getting close to retirement age. We looked at our savings account and it looked crazy. But 3 years ago, we got our financial act together and we went from negative 22,000 to over 800,000 in net worth. And we are on a mission to make sure every single person that we know and those that we don't know can do the same thing and live the life of their dreams.
Get on board, y'all. Get on board.
Yes, yes. And to that end, we have a few spots left for our 1 week Get Your Money Straight challenge.
Get it straight.
It starts next week, right after Black Friday. So there is a link in the description below. Do not hesitate. If you're watching this from the future and it's past Black Friday, hey, say hello in the comments, and then sign up for the wait list. So without further ado, let's bring on Estenio. Yes. Hey there, how are you? Uh-oh, are you on mute?
No,
Now we
There you go.
now we can hear you.
I'm great, thank you. What's up? What's up?
How you doing?
It is so good to talk to you again. And so why
Okay.
don't you quickly introduce yourself, let the folks in our audience know when you moved to Portugal, um, and
Um,
what
Hello,
you like to do
Alice.
and all of that. Can you not hear us?
Ali, well, I'm here. I'm hearing two voices.
Okay, you probably have another tab open and you're looking at the video. So close any YouTube or Facebook or anything like
I have
that.
I have to pick one,
Yes,
right?
pick
Yes.
one. Yes, we made the same mistake. And while you're doing that, we're going to see who's in the audience. So, hey there, we've got Auntie Trey from Atlanta. Good to see you. Hope you're back in
Yeah, it's
the
okay.
chat. Arnell, hello there. Good to see you. Yes. You all and your guests can keep me company while I clean my kitchen. We are happy to
We
do
are happy
so.
to do that.
Listen, y'all, this is kind of like a podcast. If you are watching us for the first time, you know we usually go an hour to 2 hours. So that doesn't mean you have to watch us talk to each other. You can listen because we always impart great information and we have great guests that are going to inform you about life in Portugal or life wherever they're moving to or how to get your money straight.
Yes.
Right? Hey, Action VJ. Yes, thank you. We love you. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know every single time we drop a new video.
Share, share, share.
Yes, and share it with a friend. I'm sorry. I still don't know how to pronounce Zimlord or Eximlord. I don't know. But hey, from Maryland, good to see you. Yes, Rick is back.
I'm back, yo.
He's back. No more coronavirus.
I actually came back yesterday and we had our Facebook.
Yeah, we had a
Group.
live in our Facebook
So
group
yeah,
talking about side hustles. So if you're not part of the Fire After 50, our Black Utopia Fire After 50 Facebook group, you have to be a member of the African diaspora, or to put it simply, you have to self-identify as Black. You or your partner.
yeah.
You can join our Facebook group. You do not have to be over 50 because, hey.
But thank you all for all the get wells and the well wishes
Yes.
and the prayers. I really do appreciate that. It
Yes.
is so good to feel human again and to be able to walk. Hey, I ain't even complain about walking up the stairs today. Matter of fact, we did it twice.
Yeah, we did it twice.
Yeah.
We did it twice.
I was so happy to be outside. Oh my gosh.
Yes, and the other thing is, and Estenio knows this because he is the one who helps us with our doctor's appointments and everything. Rick was set to go to the doctor, and then he tested positive for coronavirus. So, Estenio had to scramble around to help us to find another date, and he scheduled it on Thanksgiving. Because in Portugal,
it don't mean nothing.
They don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
They don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
So, hey, Epiphany, good to see you. Winnie B, hello from Houston. And we've got Vicky from New Jersey. Yay! Isn't he looking good? He's so handsome. Hey, Barbara from Connecticut. Greta from Upper State New York. Glad you're in the chat. Creativity reigns. Auntie Trey is back. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Nubia Net. We got to get you out of Oakland. We got to get you out of Oakland and onto your dream life because, the Bay Area. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Hey, Maria. Hey, Rhonda, Lois. We got Killer Queen, Leslie. Hey, hey, hey. Is this the same Leslie? Catching the live from Lisbon. Yes. We just had lunch with her.
We had lunch with her. Oh, gosh, she's so sweet. I loved it. We had a great time.
Yes, and I'm looking for my essential peppermint oil. I just saw you watching Cheetah, Elle. I just saw you watching Cheetah, so I'm glad you came over. All right. So, Estenio, now you can hear us. Now you don't hear double.
No,
and
no.
we can hear you. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us when did you move to Portugal and why?
Okay. Well, first of all, I think that there is one thing that I didn't tell you earlier. I am your neighbor.
No way.
I am your neighbor, and I
Oh
can
my
see
God.
you, and I can see your building through my window.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
Okay, well, we have to do coffee.
Oh my goodness.
That is so funny. Y'all, we live in what I've heard, what I've read is that we live in one of the most diverse neighborhoods in Lisbon. And what I love about it is that we have a variety. Okay, I'm going to talk about food. We have a variety of food in this neighborhood,
I like to talk about food.
right? I mean,
I'm not a specialist, but I do like to talk about food and to eat, of course.
Of course. So
Do you cook?
Do you cook?
I'm learning to cook.
Okay, so you can't fix one of those authentic African meals for us yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
We have to wait till your mom comes to town.
We gotta wait for Mama to come to town.
Okay. Well, I'm kidding. I'm not your neighbor. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Because the thing
I
about it
get you.
is, I thought you were. We've got, like I said, a lot of diversity in this neighborhood, and a lot of folks that look like us in this neighborhood. So,
Okay.
So when did you move to Lisbon or to Portugal?
Well, I have lived in Lisbon for nearly a year. I moved in January 13th, 2022, of course. Yeah.
Okay. And so,
And
go ahead.
yeah, why I moved to Portugal? Because I think that I am an adventurer by nature. I'm excited about visiting new places, meeting new people. So, and well, before I come here, or before I came here, I researched. I made some research about Portugal, and I found out that Portugal is the fourth safest country in the world.
Yeah.
And I heard also that the food is good, and There are so many places to visit. So I was excited, and then I decided to move it to Portugal. So these are
Okay.
the main reasons why I moved from Angola to Portugal.
And so tell us about Angola. And well, before you go there, do you have to have what kind of visa? Do you have to have a visa to come from
Yes,
Angola to Portugal?
yes,
Okay, you
yes. I
do.
had to have a visa. Yeah,
And which one?
I applied for student visa.
Oh, okay. So are
Yeah.
you going to school too?
I will. I should go to school in February or March,
Okay.
but they didn't have. According to their rules, they needed at least 10 students to complete the class and start the lessons. But unfortunately, it took so long to complete the classes.
Hmm.
um, Maybe we were only four, and
Okay.
they were postponing or putting off the date to start the course. And one day they called me and they said that we should. It was a Friday, and they just called me and said, "Oh, your lesson or class will start on Monday." And I said, I'm working and I didn't plan to start the class on Monday. So maybe we should find a way, we should find a solution, but I'm not ready to start on Monday. And they
Right.
said, okay, if you don't start on Monday, you will cancel and then you will pay again for the course. And it's okay, let's cancel it. That's why I haven't started the course yet.
And what will you be studying?
Accountant.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so do you plan to stay here or go back to Angola?
From the time being, I'm in love with Portugal, and I don't have plans to go to Angola soon.
Oh. so so you heard our introduction. Estenio, we get a lot, well, not a lot, but enough people, especially African Americans,
Yes.
saying, why did you not choose to go? If you were trying to get away from racism in America, why did you choose Portugal? Why didn't you choose to go to a country in on the continent of Africa? What do you think about that?
Okay, thank you for your question. And there are a lot to say about that. Where should I start? Well, my grandfather was Portuguese.
Okay.
My grandfather was Portuguese. Maybe that's one of the reasons I decided to come to Portugal.
Mhm.
And well, I'm a peaceful person, and I like to be in a serene place. And I found out that is again, I found out that Portugal is the fourth, maybe sixth,
No,
according
fourth. I think it's
fourth,
fourth.
It's yeah.
fourth.
Number
Okay,
Hmm.
four.
fourth, sixth place in the world.
Right.
And well, I thought this is the best place to raise my children. So this
Oh,
is one of the
interesting.
reasons. Yeah, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
So that's interesting that you chose to come here from the continent of Africa, where, so, one of the things that was nice, like we never been to Angola, but as
Okay,
we said, we have been to South Africa, and it was nice to be in the majority as far as the population, people who look like us, people who look like us. I mean,
yeah,
who have brown skin. And, but it's South Africa with that history. And I don't know how much you know about the history, but because I was doing
little.
okay, probably the bad stuff, right? Because I was doing a program through university for graduate school, we had
Okay,
to read a lot of the history of South
I'm sorry.
Africa.
When was it?
This was
Eight,
2008, 2008.
2008. Okay.
Yeah, so after apartheid, right?
Okay.
But 15 years,
not too far removed. Yeah.
right? So, the people that the kids that I was teaching did not remember apartheid. They were too young.
Okay.
I think it ended when they were like 2 years old and things like that. But of course, the adults had participated, those who did not look like us, and some of those who did look like us, right? And so that was nice. And I saw the difference. Like my sister lived in South Africa as a kid and first year in college, I believe. So from
Okay.
like seventh grade, 12 years old, until maybe 20 years old, she lived in South Africa. And I saw the difference it made in her confidence, believing in herself, loving herself, all of that good stuff that's hard to do in America. So it's interesting to me that you think moving your kids here will be better for them. Why, besides safety, why else?
What else? The food is good. And we have a lot of places to visit too. And what else? What else? What else? Yeah, I think these are the main reasons.
So you don't think them being out, away from your family, your mom is in Angola, yes?
Yes,
Do
she's
you
in
have
Angola.
any other family here, like cousins or aunt, uncle?
No, no, no.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
actually, I am married and I have a kid. I have a daughter, and they're still there in Angola, but they are going to join me soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any family here.
How old is
Um,
your baby?
she's 5 years old.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And are they excited to come?
they are. They are.
Okay. So you probably painted this lovely, lovely picture. So for the folks who who've never been to the continent of Africa, much less to Angola, tell us about life for the average person in Angola.
Life for
The average person,
the
for
average person.
a typical person, not somebody who's got, rich, rich,
Yeah,
rich,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
not,
got you.
just your average person.
Well, I believe that life is not easy in any part of the world. So we really have to struggle to get what we need and even what we want. To be more specific, to have a house, to have all the basic needs, and of course, life in Angola is hard, and the cost of life is too high, and well, it's not easy to live there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it because um, the jobs don't pay enough to have a nice place to live, plus have extra money to save and maybe extra money to take a vacation? Do people take vacations?
The typical people, the regular people, no, they don't. They don't. They don't. They don't. And as you were saying, even their income is not enough to afford a house, and the young group, the young people, they struggle to afford a house, but because of the salary is too low, they're unable to have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And also another thing that is one of my concerns about Angola is the level of criminal.
Tell us about that.
You cannot you can well, it's a little bit funny, but this is true. You cannot walk along a street in Angola using your phone.
No.
You cannot,
¿Por qué no? Why not?
because someone will steal. Someone will steal the phone.
Run up and just snatch it,
Yeah,
or
they will, and they point you a gun. Give me the phone. Yeah, this is true. Angola
Wow.
is a little bit like America. Yeah.
so how easy is it to get a gun? Wait, they don't have money for a house, but they have money for a gun?
Well, many people have gun. I don't know how they get it, but they do. They do have. They
I'm
do
sure they're
have.
not going out buying them.
They're stealing the guns?
I mean,
Maybe.
same in America. Everybody ain't out buying. There's people who are buying them, but if you're a criminal, I doubt if you're gonna go out and buy one. You might buy one cheap from another criminal, but
Yeah. So let me get this straight, because I put a picture when I created the thumbnail. There was a beautiful picture of a shoreline and high rises from Angola.
Yeah.
Do you remember the picture?
Yeah, I do. It is. It's called the Nova Marginal.
Okay.
It's in the city center. That's the place where I used to run, to make some exercises,
Uh
workout.
huh.
Yeah, I
Okay.
do remember. I still remember.
And it's very, very pretty. Do
It's
only
pretty
rich?
and dangerous place. Yeah, it is. It is.
Wow. So, okay, so you cannot walk down the street just,
No, you
because
cannot.
everybody here, not everybody in Lisbon, but I mean, especially when you get on the metro, everybody's like this.
Yeah, everybody,
yeah,
even in the street,
yeah,
even across in the road, you can
Right?
see many people here in Portugal. And whenever I see someone walking like that, touching the phone or speaking on the phone, I say, you should be in Angola. You wouldn't dare to do
yeah,
this in Angola. Yeah, that's why I
yeah.
told you one of the reasons that forced me to move from Angola to Portugal is the safety. Well,
Yeah.
actually, again, I said that I am an adventurer by nature. Um, I remember when I was a kid, maybe I had 8 or 9 years old. I said one day I want when I grow up, I want to move from Angola. Yeah, and so this dream come true only in 2022. And yeah, I always wanted to move from Angola because Angola is a country that is influenced by so many cultures: USA, Brazil, and Portugal. Okay,
Okay.
and yeah, the way people dress, the music we sing. So we are very influenced by men abroad, countries from abroad. And yeah, I grew up listening to American musics, Brazilian musics, and yeah, so I am an adventurer by nature. And
So, what did your friends say? What did your friends think when you're like, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm moving to Portugal.
um, well, they uh, actually, I don't have many friends. Okay, I have few friends, and I told two of them, and I said, "Well, on the 13th of January, I'm moving to Portugal." And they thought, "Oh, I'm gonna miss you. Why are you going to Portugal? Why don't you stay here with us?" And I said, "Mm-mm, no, I have to go. I gotta go. This is the time." Yeah,
Time I'm
and
out.
yeah. And yeah, I didn't tell many people that I was moving because I don't like to say goodbye. I don't like farewell. I didn't even tell my mom that I was moving. Do you believe? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I do. We are eight.
Okay.
We are
Okay. So
eight, and I am the last one.
you're the baby.
Yeah.
You're the baby. So, and what about your brothers and sisters? What did they say?
I only told one of my brother. Well, actually, I was talking to him before the live starts, and I told him 2 days before I left. And they say we were on the phone. I was working, and I didn't have, and he was working too, so we didn't have time to say goodbye in person. But I called him, and I say, "Oh, Isaac, her name, oh, his name is Isaac." And I said to him, "Isaac, this is the time. I will go, and I'll see you when you see me."
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. I mean, we didn't tell a lot of people either when we were
Mm,
thinking about it. I mean, some knew, but we were just gone.
yeah,
We were just
yeah.
gone.
they're the closest people that I was closer with, which I don't have a whole lot of friends. But you know, my kids and stuff, I told them, and my sister, of course. But a lot of times you don't tell a lot of people because they try to find reasons why you shouldn't go, and it's like it ain't about them.
They discourage you.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
don't motivate you. Yeah. And the other reason why I didn't tell my mom, because you know how mothers are. Um, uh, they should be concerned on why uh, stay well, and they should cry. So I decided not to to tell her. And when I landed, I called them. Well, I took some pictures and I sent to my nephew. I said, "Oh, share with my mom and all my relatives. I'm in Lisbon." And yeah, and he didn't believe. What? Where are you? We talked about it 6 months ago, or maybe 3 months ago, and you didn't tell me the date. Yes, I didn't tell you the date. The plan was in my mind, but I wanted to surprise you.
You
uh,
surprise. That was a big surprise, boy.
yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know where I get the nerve. The only explanation that I have is that I am an adventurer by nature.
Right, right.
Yeah, this is the only explanation.
Yeah, and
and
because you're the
and I was,
baby, it probably, was easier because all of the responsibility of helping are on the older brothers and sisters, right? Is the oldest a boy or a man or a woman? Your oldest brother or
the
sister?
oldest is a woman.
Okay, see, yes. So she was probably
we
mom
we
number
are five
two.
boys,
Okay.
5 boys and three
and and
ladies.
and three girls, three
Yeah,
women. So your oldest sister was probably like a second mom.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She's like a second mom to me.
Did you tell her?
No, I didn't. I just told my brother, my brother, my wife, um, my kids. Well, actually, I say that I have two kids because one of my sisters had passed away in 2016,
Okay.
and her first daughter was living with me until I moved from Angola,
Okay.
and she's still living with my kid and my wife.
Okay, so
Okay.
And
will
so
she move over when your
she will,
wife
she
and
will, she will.
good.
That's why I
Okay.
say that I have two kids,
Right.
because
Yes.
she's like my daughter.
Of course.
I am responsible for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
So
lovely.
yeah.
That's lovely. So it's dangerous in Angola. Tell us about the government there. Are they trying to make it safer, or is it like some other countries where they're just interested in putting money in their own pockets, in their friends' pockets, and
Like
you
most governments.
like a lot of governments, and not really doing the right thing for the people? What is the government like?
Okay. I where do I start? I don't like to talk about the government, but as I told you, I'm 34 years old, and through my life, I didn't see any change. So I think it answers your question.
Okay. Is it a free government? Are you allowed to speak against the government in Angola without getting arrested, put in jail,
Or
or
even
can
kill you.
they will?
Sure.
Oh. Oh. So how do we get the rest of your family here? So, did you have to save up money? How did you save to get here and all of that? And um, how easy is it for other Angolans to move to Portugal? Because, so I did some research, y'all, from 1575 until 1975, Angola was a colony of Portugal.
Yeah.
And when they overturned the king or whatever here in Portugal, they released all of their colonies. Not until 1975.
Mhm.
So that was just 10 years or so before Estenio was born. But that means his oldest brothers and sisters were probably born, and of course his mom and dad were,
Yeah.
right? And so I don't know.
Doesn't because your grandfather was Portuguese
Yes, he
from
was.
Portugal?
Um, Not from Portugal, but he had the citizenship.
Okay.
But he lived in Portugal for so long, 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 long time.
Because I thought they had the thing where if your grandfather or your lineage was from Portugal, you should be able to, I don't know what they call it, reunification,
Get citizenship.
get citizenship.
Yeah. Had you heard about that? Did you
No,
did you know
about
that? I will talk to Rita about that. She might know, or she might know someone who knows. But our understanding, because we met someone, a lot of folks from Portugal moved back in those days, moved to Venezuela in the early 70s, because at that time, Venezuela had a great economy. They had lots of oil
okay.
and only oil, and they never thought to do something different. So now that oil is not expensive, they're not doing so well. Plus, they've got a stupid government. But back in the early 1970s, a lot of people from Portugal were moving to Venezuela, to Brazil, to have a better life. So now they're coming back, and it's the grandkids who are coming back to Portugal, and they're able to get citizenship and residency
Through the
because
grandfathers.
because of their
Ah,
grandparents.
Mhm.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I know that people can request their citizenship if they have a Portuguese grandfather,
Right.
but you have to prove that you were someone's grandson.
Right,
And
right.
I don't know how to prove it because I don't because I don't have any of the documents of my grandfathers.
Oh, and he's not with us anymore.
No, no, he's not. He's not.
However, they should have record here.
Yeah, yeah.
And
The
then if your mom or your dad's birth certificate had his name on it, and then your birth certificate has their name on it,
There's a connection.
there's the connection.
Well, actually, my one of my cousins tried to do that, but she didn't succeed. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't know if she stopped the process in the middle, but she didn't succeed
Okay.
because she is interested in Portuguese citizenship, but she
Okay.
didn't succeed. She didn't found any document from my grandfather. So
Hmm. We'll have to talk about that offline. There might be some other ways. Yeah, I know someone who knows someone who knows how to
maybe
do these
Rick,
things.
maybe Rick can help me.
So Valerina asks, how was the transition from Angola to Portugal, adjusting to a different type of life? How has that been for you?
Thank you, Valerina, for that question. Well, I'm glad to answer this question. Um, it was easy like a piece of cake. Um, and I will explain to you. Well, when I landed, uh, the person that fetched me from the airport asked me, "How are you feeling?" And I took a breath and I said, "I feel at home.
Oh,
I feel at home."
Wow.
My first impressions was positive. I love the weather. When I got here, it was in the winter and
hmm.
it was cold. It was really cold. I was coming to Angola, a hot country, and suddenly I'm in Portugal with I don't remember the degrees. It maybe it was 10 or 8 degrees. I don't. Yeah,
Really? Oh,
yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
cold.
Yeah, it was cold. And then I said, yeah, I feel home. Of course, I made some videos, some photos, and yeah, talking about yes, I am adapting to Portugal, and although there are some situation or experience that tested my patience, but in general, it has been a good experience. Um, I handled the winter. Uh, I hate the summer. I don't like hot weather,
Oh,
and it
okay.
was more difficult to handle the summer than the winter. I
Hmm.
couldn't sleep in the first 2 days of summer. I remember it as it was yesterday. I couldn't sleep, and I didn't open the window because um, if I want to dream, if I want to sleep peacefully, I have to be in the dark and in
Right,
the
right,
silence.
right.
Okay, and if I open the window, um, not the noise, the light. I don't like the night. I cannot sleep with light. I have
Okay,
to be in the dark.
okay.
That's why I didn't open the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my god.
So
Okay.
that is interesting. You come from Angola, which
Yeah.
yes, is hot. So did you sleep in Angola?
uh when the air conditioning was okay, yeah, I could sleep
Okay.
peacefully. When it
Okay.
was broken, oh my god, yeah, I couldn't sleep.
So you said, had you been to, when you landed in January, had you been here before or this was your first time?
Never. It was my first time.
Well, it helps that you speak the language because Portuguese is the official language of Angola. So that helps y'all. I don't know if you knew that, but yes. So, um, so
Yeah,
Estenio
actu-
speaks Portuguese. That
actually,
helps.
I'm learning Portuguese here in Portugal.
So how different is it?
I'm kidding. Well, there is a difference. There's a difference in terms of accent.
Okay.
Yeah, it's completely different. It's
Okay.
we use the same grammar, but the way Portuguese people speak is not the way that Angolan speak Portuguese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you describe the difference?
Um, Most of the times they close the vowels. They speak faster, and the way they construct the sentences is in spoken Portuguese, of course, is different as Angolans do.
So a friend of mine from Brazil says that to him, Portuguese people speak like they're still riding horses. So I think he means like old fashioned, you know? And when I translate, it comes up in my translator like old English. So as soon as you landed, you said you felt at home.
Yeah, I did.
What was it besides the nice cold weather? What was it? What was it that made you feel at home? Because we kind of had a similar experience.
Okay.
But for you, what
Uh,
was it?
besides the weather, let me see. Yeah. Besides the
Because
weather.
I mean, Portugal is old.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And I mean, the oldest people, on this planet come from Africa. We know that. We know life began in Africa. But that doesn't mean that the buildings are as old, right? And the streets and everything are as old as they are here in Portugal. They are old.
Yeah, they are. They are.
So it's completely different in that picture that of the coastline in Angola. I saw brand new high rises with the glass, very modern and everything. And that's not how it is here. I mean, there's a little section up north that's like that, but in general, it's not
Yeah.
like that here.
Yeah. Well, besides the weather, I was thinking ah it was the organization, and the cleanliness.
Oh,
Yeah, Lisbon. I mean, well, Lisbon, because I've never been to Porto. Well, I just passed there, but well, let's talk about Lisbon because this is the place that I am exploring.
hmm,
Lisbon is a clean city. So besides the weather, yeah, I felt home because I like to be in a clean environment.
interesting.
Also, the nature. Um, uh, One of the things that I like the most in Portugal is that you can easily find a park
Oh yeah.
Yes.
where you can read, where you can sleep, when you can eat. So yeah, that's why I felt home.
Interesting. So, one of the things that Rick and I love about Europe, but especially Portugal and Lisbon, is public spaces, open spaces. And sometimes there's small parks, like near our house is small, or you have huge parks like the Eduardo
Sétimo, Eduardo Sétimo,
is ninth, right?
Sétimo, no, seventh.
Is it seventh? Was it
Yeah,
two? Yeah, I guess so. A V and twos. Yeah, yeah.
the one, yeah, the one,
I'm
the
trying to
one by,
remember. Yes, I'm trying to remember how to read Roman numbers. It's a
yeah,
V
yeah.
and then the two. Yeah. So the seventh. Yes, it's beautiful, isn't it? And
It's
it's
real.
big. It's
Yeah,
very, very
it
big.
is.
And then, of course, they have the really, really big, which is mostly natural, that's over by the bridge. It's
Yeah,
over, I guess, east
yeah,
of the bridge, which
Mhm.
that park is so big.
It's huge.
yeah. It is indeed, and it's so beautiful. How many parks have you visited so far?
Well, it seems to me that every time we turn a corner, there's a park.
There's a park, the
Yeah,
neighborhood parks and
The
stuff.
yeah,
neighborhood
Yeah.
parks, right? And every freguesia has, it seems like in our general vicinity where we can walk, um, there are small parks. There's like at least a park every few blocks, small ones.
yeah.
And then we have the big one that's like Font Luminosa, something like that. That's in walking distance. That's off of Amarante
I-
Reis.
Almirante Reis, Rua Almirante Reis,
Amarante Reis.
Almirante, Almirante Reis.
Amarante Reis. We're having a Portuguese lesson
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I never say the name. I'm just like that's our street, our street because I like if it were Spanish, I'd know how to pronounce it, but I'm still learning.
Okay.
So
Have
there off of that street, there's a big park that's
Fonte, Fonte, Fonte,
Luminosa,
Fonte Luminosa,
Luminosa.
Luminosa. Yeah,
So I guess light fountain or something like that, right?
yeah, yeah.
And then there's
Have you visited?
something.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Have you visited the Gulbenkian Park?
I'm not sure that we
It's
have.
do you know Spain Embassy?
Spanish embassy.
I don't know
It's
where that
in
is.
Praça. It's in Praça de Espanha.
Okay, no. But we'll
Okay,
have to write that down. Praça de
Praça
España.
Praça de Espanha. So Gulbenkian Park is in front of Spain Embassy. It's
Okay.
really beautiful. It's really, really, really beautiful. You should go there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We've got it on our list. We're going to do some videos on the cafes here because one of the things that we love is every park that also has a children's playground
Yeah.
usually has a cafe
Yeah.
where you can
Yeah.
get beer, wine,
Yeah.
food. I mean, you can even get hamburgers and french fries at some of
Yeah.
these cafes. And then the
Yeah.
little kind of, I don't know, they look like pastry, but I think they have
They have
fish.
they have
Pastel
yeah
de nata?
Oh, no, 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 no. They're not sweet. They
Ah,
have fish in
they have
them
like
or
chicken
chicken
because I had
inside.
chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, they look like little pies.
I forgot the name.
Yeah, I've only tried the chicken one. I
Empada?
don't
Empada?
do. Yeah, they're basically empanadas.
Empanadas, okay.
That's how we'd say it in Spanish, empanada.
Empada.
But you guys don't pronounce all the vowels and some stuff, you know. So Greta says sometimes you just have to bounce and let folks know once you've settled into your new country. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes, you know, because my mom, Gloria Vincent's still saying, "So when are you coming home?" I'm like, I am home.
Yeah, yeah,
I am
yeah,
home.
yeah, yeah. My brother did the same question to me. It was 3 or 4 weeks ago. So, when are you coming back? When are you coming to visit us? And I said, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, he was worried about me, and he said, he asked, how are you handling the situations over there? And I said, I'm having a normal life, and I'm in love with Portugal. I am in
So,
love with
yeah,
Portugal.
what was what was his concern? What did he think that you would have to
Racism.
manage? Oh, racism.
Racism.
And here we are, full circle, full circle. Because, so, okay, that's interesting. My experience with people, except for in South Africa, because they have so much mixture, right? There was a lot of mixture, just like kind of Cabo Verde,
Cabo Verde.
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 So there's, you know, different shades in South Africa. But my experience has been from Africans from the continent, a dislike and an assumption that as an American, one, I'm like a prostitute. All I want to do is have sex, 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 sex because I'm American, right? Or two, you're not really black because you're not like us. You are not my brother, my sister because I cannot tell what tribe you come from. I have had Africans who have moved to the United States who are afraid of me, who think that I might be in a gang because of what they have seen on television, and or they think they are better than me because, you know, why are black people in America complaining so much? You have all of these opportunities, and if you would just work harder, if you would, you know, pay attention in school and then you would be okay. Not understanding that a lot of the immigrants that come to America have
They get the
opportunities
opportunities.
for loans,
Right.
for business loans, and, you know, help with their businesses and things like that, that we do not have an opportunity to take advantage of, right? They don't know that. They think everybody can get these loans. No, they're just for people who have come because they have wars in their country, refugees, right? They have wars in their country, they're escaping tyranny or whatever. Those folks are not about to give us any money. They're not trying to give us any money to help with anything, in
Yeah,
America.
yeah,
So when we talk about racism, I don't believe that Black people can be racist because you have to have power. And so outside of the continent of Africa, we don't have any power, and we don't have as much power on the continent as we should. Part of that is because of our stinking thinking. Have you ever heard that before? Stinking
yeah,
thinking, because our thought process is still has been influenced by being a colony of some European
yeah,
country.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And so a lot of my brothers and sisters on the continent do not, they still put white people on top.
On top, yeah, on top.
So I had some African brothers in Colorado trying to convince me not to vote for Barack Obama. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you had a colonized mind. I will be voting for the brother. Thank you. I will not be voting for the white woman. Thank you." I did in 2016, but that's another story. So, the racism. Have you experienced racism here
Not yet.
in Portugal?
Not yet. Not yet. And I am aware that it will happen someday. And I'm not worried about that. I just have a normal life. Well, talking about my brother, when he asked me why I'm handling the situations over here, um, since Portuguese people are racist and blah 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 blah. Blah. I said, okay, Isaac, I understand your concern, but um, I told him that I've never experienced racism here in Portugal, but I'm aware that it will happen someday. But I'm not worried about that. If someone is racist with it to me, it's not my problem. It's their problem. Maybe
Hello.
they should, yeah, they should look for or visit a what is the name? Psychologist.
Oh.
It's not my it's not my problem, it's theirs. Well, I did experience racism in Angola,
Tell us about
and
that.
and and they told him, he's like, okay, you say that Portuguese people is like that, like that, like that, like that. Where's the difference between Angolan people and Portuguese people? And he couldn't answer. He couldn't answer. He was silent. I remember. I remember. Well, there are many people in Angola that they have what is the word? Let me say inferior complex.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and I experienced a situation while I was working. There was a client who wanted to complain about a situation,
Hmm.
and I said, okay. After talking to him, I decided to call someone in charge, and that person was busy, so he couldn't talk to that person in
To
charge.
the client, right?
Yeah, to the client. Yeah, and then he started shouting, talking out loud. Wow, you don't work. You need the white people to guide you. Blah blah blah. Yeah, he said many things, and I cannot remember everything that he did, but he was racist.
Okay, wait a minute. Was
Yeah,
the client who was saying that you need white people to help you because you don't know what you're doing, was
yes,
he
black. He
black?
was black. Yeah, he was black.
Wow.
Yeah, he was white.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
that's why I I call it the intention. to my brother, I wanted to make him understand that sometimes we experience racism from a black people like
From people.
us,
Yes.
and that what happened to me in that situation at work.
That is
And I
so
remember that,
sad.
yeah, that is so sad. And yeah, many black people, Angolan big people, tend to put white people on the top and try to put black people on the bottom. So this
Yes.
is racial prejudice because they think they put more emphasis on the color than one's capacity. So this is sad. That's why I'm not concerned about racism here in Portugal. I am not. Again,
It
I'm
is,
aware
I
that
mean,
someday I
it's,
will. Mhm.
I'm sorry, it just seems like it would hurt my heart to
Yeah.
hear a black person say that to me.
Y- well, in Angola, it's a routine. It happens all the time. It happens all the time.
My mom used to share these stories with us kids as I used to half listen, and now I'm connecting the dots. How do you go about finding a job and housing when you arrive in Portugal? How long will you be able to stay with your student visa? Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, yeah.
So the job part, let's talk about that for a little bit because that was the easy part. Go ahead.
Well, would you like me to start to talk about
Yes,
what the job?
yes, yes.
The job?
Yeah. How did you find the job?
Ah, okay. Well, fortunately, I found a job in my fourth day in Lisbon,
Okay.
and I started working from Serenity for Serenity.
So, I mean, how
Wow.
did you how did you even know that it was available?
Well, I don't know if Rita would like me to talk about that. Is she online?
I probably not. I don't think
Probably
she
not.
I don't think she watches, but so I know that Rita worked with you at some in some capacity when in Angola,
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah,
right? And so did she let you know that this was available? I know that it helps that you speak English.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, before leaving Angola, of course, well, let's talk about the housing. I paid the house while I was in Angola. Okay, there is a friend of mine who helped me with that issue. So he presented me the landlord. Um, it was a person that he knew, and then I talked to her, and then I transferred the money, and she sent me the contract via email. I signed it and I sent it back. So well, I did this to secure housing by the time I land in Lisbon. And then again, before leaving Angola, I let Rita know that I was coming to Lisbon.
Okay.
Okay. And then she's the one that fetched me from the airport. Okay. Wow. Never gonna be
Oh,
scared.
she's great.
Yeah,
She's
she is.
great.
Yeah, she's great.
So
She's one
how
of the person.
go
Ah,
ahead.
she's one of the person that I cherish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. She's good people.
she
And
is.
so how long can you stay on a student visa?
For 1 year.
And then you have to renew?
Yeah, I have to renew. I will renew. I will renew.
Okay. And so do you plan to stay here for forever? Or at least it seems like if you have your way, will you be here for the rest of your life?
Well, let me ask this question in a different way.
Okay.
Um, I like to be in a place where I'm happy,
Okay.
where I feel comfortable. Um, and Portugal offers me happiness, peaceful, serenity. So yeah,
Okay. So then what's the next step then?
Ricky
If
is
you
laughing. Maybe Ricky wants to say something.
I'm engaged in this conversation is just fantastic.
Are you serene, sweetheart?
I am. You know, it's meeting different people. You know, you, Rita, Dr. Michael. It's just knowing, feeling. There's no pressure. You know, it's beautiful. There's things to do. Like you said, there's many places to go. You got the coast right here. You can go up north to Porto. You can catch trains to wherever you need to go to. Not that you couldn't do it in America, but you
Not even
know,
in Angola.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to live here, and you know, it's in the weather. Like you said, the
Yeah.
weather is like great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got a little cold today. Um, but no snow.
No snow.
Yeah.
No
No snow.
snow.
No
And
snow.
there's snow in Colorado, so
Yeah, we can see our home. We've got a ring uh,
security camera.
security camera at home, so we can see the backyard. Well, not home,
Wow.
at our
Okay.
house in Denver. We can see the backyard and the front yard covered with snow,
With snow. Okay.
all
Okay.
white. The cars, the chairs, everything. I told they
Okay.
didn't bring in the umbrella and stuff. So anyway, so we're gonna circle back to the racism, but as far as the student visa, so as long as you're happy, you want to remain here. So does a student visa run out? Does it run out, and then do you have to get something else, or how do you remain here as long as you want to?
Well, if you are really studying, you can renew the visa. You can submit the process so that they give you another visa. As a
Okay,
student, you can
Okay.
do that. Yeah, you can do that.
okay. Well, good. I guess as long as you are, not causing
Studying.
any trouble and
Yeah,
you're
yeah, as
paying
well.
the taxes and doing all of that, they're
Yeah,
like, sure,
yeah.
sure, come on, okay. Yeah, it does get cold, Auntie Trey. Um, on average, in December and January in Fahrenheit, it's in the 50s. It's been in the 60s, 62, 63 the past couple of weeks. But then you've got a little bit of humidity. But I still have not put on my winter
Yeah, I
coat.
haven't put on a winter coat.
So to keep it that in perspective, by now in Denver, I would have on some tights underneath my pants, two or three shirts, two
Okay,
or three layers of shirts. And
okay,
then when I go out to get on the metro, I'd put on my scarf, my hat, my gloves, and a big thick coat.
okay,
Here, unless I'm going to be standing around, it's just a t-shirt
okay,
and then a shirt over it, and then a
okay.
light jacket for the rain so we don't get wet.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah.
that's in regular pants with no tights underneath. That's it. So, and then it helps that we walk everywhere. So that kind of
Okay,
gets the blood pumping and you're not
okay.
just standing around.
Hmm.
Have you ever been
So
to Sintra?
we
We
have,
have.
but only in the summer. So,
Ah, in
and
the summer.
yes,
Okay,
Hmm.
but not when those clouds are hanging down over it or
okay,
anything. It was bright, it was pretty, but it is on our list to go back with the clouds because
okay.
with the castles, and the
Yeah, the
clouds, it's
castles.
probably kind of
That's where I'm
spooky.
living now. I'm living in Sintra Line.
Oh,
To be,
really?
yeah, to be more specific, in Men Martins. So, do you know that here in Sintra is colder than the city center?
Yeah, yeah.
It
Okay.
is,
Okay,
and
okay.
I'm glad I'm living here because I love cold.
That
I
and
find
it's
pleasure
a
in cold.
lot less expensive too. So Auntie Trey doesn't like the heat either. I don't either. And in the summertime, it gets hot. It gets hot. Not like Um, Not like Cancun hot, where it's hot and then you've got, 100% humidity, and
Mm.
it feels like when you walk outside, like you're walking into a wall. Not
Oh my
like that.
God. Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
Southern California hot. So some humidity, but when it's 80, to me, it felt like 90. And
Oh
when it's
God.
like 75, it feels like it's 82 ish
Okay. I
to
hate
me.
summer. I hate summer.
So,
Well, in the summer, I feel like drink a beer, two beer, three beers every day because it was too hot.
yes.
It was very difficult to handle the summer.
So
I
Valerina
didn't enjoy
says,
the summer.
I see, I like all the festivals. Valerina says, sounds like you have found a place of peace in
Indeed,
Portugal.
indeed.
And that's, seriously, that is the whole thing. So circling back to the racism, you said you had a little bit from people who look like you when you were in Angola. And here you haven't experienced it, but you know it's going to come at some point or another.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
When you pass by police here, do
Okay.
you get nervous?
Well, I admit that maybe in the first week, because of when I came here, no, it was not mandatory to use safe mask in the street, but I forgot. So whenever as long while I was walking without the mask, and whenever I saw the police, and yeah, I put the mask, but I realized then that it's not necessary. Uh,
Okay, so just about a mask, but I
yeah,
mean,
just about
what
the
I'm
mask.
talking that's
Yeah.
sweet. That's very sweet. What I am talking about, did you ever fear that they might pull out a gun on you,
Oh no, no, never, never,
arrest you,
never,
ask you,
never.
why are you walking in this neighborhood? Why are you sitting on this park bench
No,
or
no,
anything like that?
no. I believe that, from my experience, I believe that Portuguese people, including the police, of course, they are peaceful, and they don't just care if you are walking without shoes, without t-shirt, without the hat. They're just on their phone. They're speaking on their phone. So no, I've never been bothered by the police.
Yeah.
And therein lies the difference. When we speak about racism in America, it is racism that can kill you.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Thank you, Rosalind. I'm trying. I'm trying. We've had 4 lessons.
Yeah.
We've
For
had
lessons.
4 Portuguese lessons. And
So it means that we can turn this conversation into Portuguese, right?
Not
and
quite.
and the young lady that I am taking Portuguese lessons from is Angolan.
Ah, really?
Mhm.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. So Arnell says her family is the same. Okay, our people like to chat, so I'm looking for the questions. Hello, nice to see the two of you back together again. Yes, glad you kicked COVID's butt. Yes.
It wore me out though. I'm not
So
gonna lie.
far, the Africans I have come across don't speak to me like the locals do. It's sad. I know. I don't understand. I don't get it. I try to make eye contact just to say hello, and I do say hello, and I get crickets. In other words, silence.
Okay. Okay.
So in America, when a black person sees another black person, we have something called
The
the nod.
nod.
Uh huh. And it is a recognition that I see you. I see
And you
you.
see me. Yeah.
Yes. And so it could just be like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
You just
means
know.
that you have something in common.
Hmm.
But here, I don't do it.
Okay.
Because most of the time I get silence. They know I'm not from Mozambique. I'm not from Angola. I'm not, well, Cape Verde,
A
maybe,
little bit, maybe,
maybe.
maybe. But when you
Um,
open the mouth and start speaking, they will say, "Oh, oh, no, she's not from Cape Verde."
exactly, exactly,
And
exactly.
what
With
about
my
Rick? What about Rick?
I don't do the nod. No, I don't do the nod. I speak still. I'm always saying, how you doing or hello or something like that. But then some of the younger people that you run across, very respectable, they will say, "How are you doing, sir?" or something
In
like
English or
that
in Portuguese?
in English.
Ah, okay. And
Yeah.
how do they know that you speak English without even open your
because
mouth?
he won't because he doesn't say boa tarde like I do.
Ah,
I I I don't say it as much as you do because when I see crazy Portuguese people walking down the street and they just look like they're mad, I just look mad back at them. But most of the time, if you're walking down the street and they're local and you do say botar or bon dia, they respond to you.
Most of them do.
I've never had people really not respond to me when I did say it.
I have. I
ah,
have.
in your neighborhood,
Hmm.
Or just not necessarily just this neighborhood. We were down
you are lucky.
in this. It's the second or third exit on the Green Line. Martin
Ah,
Moniz.
Muniz.
Say it again.
Martin
Martin
Muniz.
Munish.
So my so my tutor, she was pronouncing something that had an M at the end, right? And I did not see her lips close to form the sound.
Ah,
She's
okay.
Martin Moniz. I'm like, your lips didn't close. I said, when you say money, money, your lips close. I didn't
Yeah,
see the lips
man.
close.
So
Yeah,
so the funny thing too with our tutor, I always make her look at me and say the words like I say because if I see your lips move, that helps
yeah,
me a whole lot. Because she would say something and then she'd have her hand up by her mouth. It's like I need to see your lips.
yeah,
I
yeah. You
need
have
to see your lips.
Yes.
why does she hide?
I don't know. She'll be talking and then her hand will be up on her mouth and it's like, okay, you got to move your hand because I'm trying to say something and then half the time either they don't say the last of our last letter or something like that and it's like, okay, you just threw me off, so I need to see your mouth.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's important.
Because
It's really
how it's
important.
written and how it sounds are
Are
totally
totally
different.
different.
So, Action VJ, I thought about that. I thought about doing politics, but girl, I don't know. I don't know. Nubianet says colonized minds are at a disadvantage. Yes, Africa has been destabilized due to fear of what could happen. The Moors were mostly African. Yes. Interesting. Portugal is very influenced by Africa. Yes, it is. I
Mhm.
like that. Yes, yes, and yes. Um, Probably even Fado. Perfect example of experiencing racism from our own people. Yes. Kanye West. Yes. Candace Owens. Yes. Clarence
Clarence
Thomas.
Thomas.
Yes.
Yep.
Fool, fool, bigger fool.
Ubu food.
Ubu the fool.
I ain't hating.
Oh, is it getting late, Anita? We will see you
Well,
later. You can watch the
Rick
rest
and
on the
Alice,
rerun.
do you like
Yes.
lake?
Who's Lake?
Lake.
Oh, like water?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you like it?
Yes.
Ah, okay. So if you really like lakes in general, you should go to again to that place, that park. Where's the name? Gulbenkian.
Okay. This is next to Praça de España.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You should insert into your bucket list.
Okay. I will. I've written it down. I've written
You
it down.
okay? You can see some fishes. It's really beautiful. I love it.
Okay. And it's
I
in the
like to go
middle.
there.
It's in the middle of the city.
Yeah, it's in Plaza de España. In front of the reference is Spain embassy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
it's in front. If you are at the Spain embassy, there's no way
Mhm.
you can get
Miss
lost.
it.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can easily
Okay.
find the good banking.
Very good.
Yeah, and
I
sometimes I go there to play some guitar and
Oh, I love
yeah.
it. I love it. So, Estenio, we are on a mission to encourage every Black American to leave America
And how many
because
people? Oh, sorry.
the racism, no, 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 you're good. The racism there will kill you.
Literally.
Literally, if it's not some white lady calling the police because you're just relaxing in the park playing games on your phone, yes, or relaxing in Starbucks, because we don't have a lot of mom and pop cafes anymore, but you're relaxing in Starbucks, they will call the police. You Public spaces are not for us to use unless
Oh
we are
God.
actively doing something. If we're
Oh my
actively
God.
exercising, that's okay. If we're actively playing football, that's okay. But if we're just relaxing, what are you doing? Why are you walking over here?
So
Where
you
do
are
you
forbidden
live?
to relax.
We can't. We can't. So Letitia says, I did not have Lisbon, Portugal on my list, and now I do. Thank you, our Black
Awesome.
Utopia. Yes, 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 yes,
Thanks
yes.
to Rick.
You're giving him too much credit.
You
Look,
are.
Yeah, because
look at this 60 inches of snow in Buffalo, New York. See, I am not about that life. How do you plan to build a sense of community? This is for you,
for
Estenio.
me. So how does she mean sense of
In
community?
other
Like
words,
you're doing?
so we've got two communities, right? We have the Black American community that is here,
Okay.
and they have um, karaoke every month.
Really?
And oh yeah, oh, you should come, Black in Portugal. You've got to join the Facebook group. And every month they have
Mhm.
karaoke. They went to see Wakanda in the movie
What kind of
theater.
movie?
Yes, they went last Thursday and last Saturday.
Okay.
And so for us, especially because we cannot speak the language, it was really important to have at least a few people that
Mhm.
could tell us where to get stuff for our hair. Where
Okay.
can we find a good, person to do
Ah,
braids if I had more hair.
yeah, yeah.
Or things like that, and I can't
Wait.
ask that
Okay.
question in Portuguese, right?
Okay.
So do you have Angolan friends? Was that important for you to have people from your home country
Yes, I
here?
do. Yeah, yeah, yes, I do. I have actually. I met two people. I mean, four, five. Yeah, it's a family. I met a family. Uh, no, more than one family, two families. Yeah, they're from Angola and they have been living here in Lisbon. And yeah,
Okay.
actually,
So do you hang out with just Portuguese people, or do you hang out with Angolan people, or
both,
both?
both. I have a friend of mine who is Portuguese, and I met him in Angola. He was working in Angola in the same company where I was
Okay.
working, and then he moved it to Lisbon here.
Okay.
And yeah, and when he was the one that helped me to find the house.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
See, and so we were here in June.
Okay.
And we met friends through Black in Portugal meetups, through
Americans
um,
or Portuguese people.
Americans
American.
and Brazilians who speak English.
Okay.
First and foremost, speak English.
Okay.
Because I know when we got on the Zoom with our landlord, we were talking because we were in Mexico, he was
Yeah.
here, and he wanted I talk about the apartment, and hola, boa tarde, and he's like, oh, she speaks Portuguese.
He's like, that's about
No.
it.
Yeah,
That's all I know.
that's
That's it. So Greta asked, is it humid in Lisbon? Yes,
Mhm.
but not
it
like
depends.
Mexico.
but especially here where I'm living, Saint Romain Martins, it's really humid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The,
that's up a little bit more.
the day before yesterday, I went to the park. It was 7 or 8 p.m. and my nose started getting wet and it was dripping, and I said, "Oh, it's really cold." So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but I like it.
So yeah, I do too. So Greta, yes, there is humidity, but it's like I said before, it's more like Southern California humidity. It's not like Florida humidity. It's
Right.
or Louisiana. It's not like that at all.
Is it
So
less or more?
it's less, a lot
Ah,
less.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Auntie Trey says, and that behavior is so unfair and ridiculous, right? Because we all have misconceptions about each other. Yes, we do. And I blame it on the media. Bob, in Europe, there is sometimes racism based on which country you are from.
This is true.
This is true. Picky girl, hey, Adelia. And maybe not even then. I'm telling you. All right. So I think we have come to the end of our questions. Estenio is telling you about the lake so you can chill and not worry about the racism in US. Yes, Nubianette. Yes. It is so across the street, we have a park, and there is an African lady. If it's not
Every
raining,
day.
every single day, we can see her from our balcony. She goes and she sits on this bench for hours, what, at least 2 hours
I think she sits longer than two
or
hours.
3 hours, and on her phone, which of course you can't do in Angola because someone will come steal it. She can't do that in the United States because someone will call the police on her and say she's loitering
Yeah, you
and she
couldn't do
must
that.
be looking at the kids trying to kidnap them or something crazy. But so I saw her in the grocery when it was raining. I saw her in the grocery store. They have a little area where you can sit. And I'm thinking, oh, she's doing, work or she's answering emails, playing games. She was
Playing
playing
games.
games on
she
her
was
phone.
just having fun.
Yes, just having fun.
Well, Alice, is it Nobianet, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Nubianet, for your sentence. Well, the most important thing that sent my not all people can write and pronounce my name correctly. This is funny, and I see that Nubianet did it correctly. So, congratulations and thank you for writing my name correctly.
You made
And
a new friend, Nubian.
yeah, yeah, and
Yes.
even Angolans, they are unable. Men of even my relatives, some of them cannot pronounce my name correctly. Some of them pronounce Estenio, another ones Steny, and some stuff like that. So when someone pronounces my name correctly and writes it correctly, I feel so happy, 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 happy.
The same with
Thank
my
you,
name.
Nubianet.
The same with my name. My grandmother, both of my grandmothers never really got it. They
Okay,
would they would add stuff in there because my name is Swahili, right? It's East African.
okay,
And my generation all got African names. We did not do European names. And the grandmothers could not handle it. They're like, we want Mary, Lisa,
They're
Joe.
from back there in the country.
Yeah, yes. Nothing like we have a Halisi and Dia and Elimu and Toshaleza and yes.
do
So
I pronounce your name correctly?
you do.
Ah, okay, thank you.
You do.
I
I
got
You
my
think
name from
Ricardo
a
is easier.
I got my name from a TV show.
Oh,
Yes, there is an old television show from America called I
I Love
Love Lucy.
Lucy. And her husband name was Ricky Ricardo.
Her
ah,
husband's
Ricky
yeah.
Ricardo. Okay,
Yes, and
okay.
so his mom named him Ricardo after Ricky Ricardo. Y'all heard it
Oh,
here. Y'all
Yeah,
oh,
heard it here.
she named me after Ricky
From
Ricardo
Cuba.
from
from
Cuba.
from Cuba. Okay,
And
okay.
also my middle name is Vondell because the
Fandel.
lady that was next to her in the hospital was German and she couldn't
Oh,
figure out what middle name to give me. And she said Vondell. That's a strong German name. It's like, but he's not German, but I like that name. So Ricardo Von Dell.
Okay, and I like the way you pronounce your own first name,
Ricardo or
Ricardo.
Ricardo?
Ricardo.
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 He doesn't roll the R. He's just doing it for you and to show off. He gonna get it.
I'm not. I'm trying to fit in. I'm trying to, speak foreign language.
So Malcolm, you this is a new name. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome, Malcolm.
He says you, Stephanie Perry, Krishan, Rashida, etc., and Adelia, who's in the chat, out here getting us out of here. Yes, 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 yes. America does not deserve all of your Black brilliance. It does not. It does not. And it needs to see how it would be if they had a brain drain, if all of the brilliant Black folks just said, you know what? Deuces.
Bye
I'm
bye.
out. I'm
Yeah,
out. Yes.
I'm
Adios,
done.
Estados Unidos.
Estados Unidos.
Yes.
Unidos.
And so Greta asked, are there African or Jamaican restaurants in Lisbon? I don't know that I've seen a
African,
Jamaican.
yes.
Oh, tons of African restaurants
Yeah.
all day
Yeah,
long
yeah.
because you've got, people from even Greta, even in the food courts in the mall, you can find African food. Yes. So Mozambique, Cape Verde, or
South
Verde,
Africa.
and South African. Well, I don't
South
know what
Africa.
kind of food South African food is, actually.
Neither do I.
Because when I landed, I saw Kentucky Fried Chicken. I saw
Okay.
KFC in South Africa. You
Have
see
you ever
KFC.
tasted?
You see it here too, but have I ever tasted?
Have you ever tasted Angolan food?
We went to an Angolan restaurant with Twana. That was Angolan.
When?
With Joe that night.
Oh yeah, and it was very good.
It was. It tasted like grandmama made.
And
Yeah.
what did you eat?
Well,
Fusion?
I remember what I drank, and I barely remember that.
What?
I had
Juice?
beef. I had beef and beans. The beans were like, I don't know. I had beef and beans, and then it was like a plantain, some kind of root vegetable.
Okay.
It was very good.
It was good.
I do remember that. It was very good, and then the wine
Okay.
took over.
Okay.
Yeah, the wine kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. But Jamaican food, I know that they have it, Greta. I just haven't seen it. And the only way that I know it is because I've heard other people talk about Jamaican
Well,
restaurants.
our neighbor, Heather.
That's
Black
right.
in Portugal.
Yeah, she was talking about Caribbean food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's here. It's definitely here. And then Cape Verde food kind of tastes like it, not Jamaican per se, but Caribbean. It does have a Caribbean feel to me. And there's plenty of those restaurants as well. All right, y'all. We are going to wrap it up. How long? We've been on here an hour and a half, and I do not want to. He's got to work tomorrow. My grandmother could never say my name. She just called me the little girl.
Little girl.
Little girl.
And Adelia is not that hard. Halisi is not that hard.
Yeah.
Tosha Leza, that's hard. Her name is Tosha Leza Msamaji. That's hard. I've heard it all my life, so it's not hard for me. But the grandmas, yeah. So,
oh, you're welcome.
why did Halisi say old TV show? Let Rick live. Well, no, but I Love Lucy is even before his time. That's his mom's generation because it was in black and white.
Yeah, TV didn't go color for a long time. I was almost a teenager. Well, no, not quite.
You telling your age, baby, not me.
Anyway, yeah.
Because my son said, so Mom, this is when he was younger. So back in the olden days when you were young, did they have color TV?
No.
I remember
absolutely no.
my grandmother was the first person in her neighborhood with a color TV.
Really?
Oh, I used to catch pure hell with that color TV. Saturday morning, spend the night at grandma's house so you could wake up first thing in the morning, turn the TV on, and watch cartoons in color. And she'd fuss me out because she didn't want me touching her color TV. So we'd have to sit there and look at it blank screen until grandma woke up.
Well, Grandma Jackson woke up with the roosters at 6 a.m. and thankfully she spoiled us. We could touch anything we wanted. Just don't break it. Because if you break it,
don't you touch
you don't
my
want
color
you do
TV.
not want that kind of heat. You do not want that kind of heat. So I would love to experience the food, but not if I don't get good customer service. Auntie Trey. Customer service,
You can have both.
is relative. In other words, it's not bad customer service. It's just that you have to understand the culture. And so what I have come to understand is that it is rude to kind of rush you. Okay. And so if you're not getting served, you just have to call the person over. And we've heard this from people born in Portugal, as well as, immigrants. So, and to ask for the check.
To check. They don't offer you a check.
You have to ask. And we have heard that it is rude. So the good part is that if you just want to stay and relax and you don't have anything to do, you can hang out with your friends in the restaurant, have your coffee, have your meal, have some after dinner drinks or whatever, and you can occupy that table until they close and no one will rush you.
Yeah.
In America,
turn and burn, baby. Turn
chop,
and
chop.
burn.
Let's go. You need anything else? Okay, here's your check.
You're about done with that piece of meat.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
yes, time to
fast.
go. Yeah, it's time to go. So we have not experienced bad customer service.
No.
Once we understood that you need to ask when you're ready, they'll come give you the menu right away, but they're going to look for you to say, okay, I'm ready. Once in a while they've come and we've not been ready.
Yeah, very rare.
But it's very rare. So that is the deal. And yes, we've been to 2 African restaurants. One, was it Mozambique or was it Cabo Verde?
The one with
Naki.
Naki was Cabo Verde.
I thought so. So we've been to that one, then we've been to the Angolan restaurant, and we had fine customer service at both places. Oh, yeah. Nothing that would make me feel uncomfortable, nothing that would make me feel unwanted. Like I've heard stories from South America. What country? I don't know. Anyway, Rashida was talking about that, where she didn't get served and
I've heard of a restaurant, but it was they were in Cascais. And somebody had posted it on Black in Portugal that they had an experience at a restaurant. They said, hey, we just left and went to a different restaurant and got the best service in the world. But, they said, he said that I don't know what the guy's problem was, but,
Yeah. Yeah. So we've never experienced bad service. Y'all. We are going to wrap this up. I don't see any more questions. Thank you, Estenio, for sharing your experience, because I think one of the reasons why I really wanted to have you on is mainly because we get so many comments asking why we are not moving to the continent of Africa. And we have plans to visit different countries, over and above the ones that we've already been to, and to visit South Africa again, because we do have family there. But there's a few things that do not make it, an option for us. Number one, the infrastructure. We're spoiled Americans, used to internet that's like this, electricity that is affordable, roads and things that are being taken care of all throughout the country, and being able to do things without handing somebody money to get it done. In South Africa, we took the internet down at the bed and breakfast. They have rolling blackouts, and the water is off right now from what 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yeah,
in the rich
it's
neighborhoods too.
yeah.
So, and now we're hearing about some safety issues in other countries and things like that. We love our people, and I do feel a sense of connection with the continent, even though I just through DNA do I know where I'm from, right? And you too.
Hmm.
Um, our culture got stolen from us.
Yeah.
Our language, our belief, our
Yeah.
religion got stolen from us.
Our
So
everything.
our everything. So so unfortunately, we do not. The only way that I know that I am part Kenyan and Ghanan is or Ghanaian is because I did the DNA test.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So and that's why I don't say that I'm black. I say that I'm African American because I am proud that my ancestors came from the continent of Africa. We are the original people. We are the original people. Everyone else is our kid. And if they realized that we all belong to each other, maybe then we can have peace on this earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
But until then, we are going to make our own utopias. We are going
Yeah.
to find our own peace,
Yes.
right? And
Okay.
so, with that, if you are new to our channel and you've liked this discussion, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and hit that notification bell, right?
Yes.
We want you to live your best life. And key to that is financial independence. We have our challenge, which is about to start right after Black Friday. And it's your Get Your Money Straight 1 week challenge. We have it's going to be group coaching every single day, an action guide every single day. And at the end, you will come out with a plan so that you can get your money straight and get out of America. Or maybe you stay in America, but you're living a better life.
Yeah.
Either way it goes, we want you to be able to tell that boss who is talking about, so can you wash that hair when you have dreadlocks or any other kind of crazy stuff that they say? You can tell them, peace out. I'm out because I've got money in the bank and I don't really need this job.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
We want you to find that peace.
Don't catch no case over no food.
Right. Right. So if you want to take the challenge, we still have a couple of spots left. I think we have almost 50 people signed up. There's a few spots left. Look in the description below. And otherwise, we
I
will
did
see
already.
you. Oh, yay. We will see you next week. We always go live at 1:30 Mountain Time, 3:30 Eastern Time on Sundays.
So can I thank you before we go?
Yes,
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
Alice and Ricardo, thank you. It was a privilege and an honor for me to be here and join this live conversation, so that I could share a little bit about my experience as an expatriate in Portugal. So thank you,
Thank
You're
thank
you.
you,
very
thank you, thank
welcome.
you. And we should talk more offline about the karaoke,
Yes,
Okay. Yeah.
definitely. Stay on the line.
wouldn't I?
Don't disengage. I'm going to let everyone go and
Okay,
then we will talk
okay,
after.
okay.
All right,
All right,
y'all.
you guys.
See ya.